here we offer you. We gon' show you what you play. The content, it never stays. We're positive and uplifting. Once a week, the scope's gifted. Let's hear it from Faye. Hydration like Boucher. Don't focus on a date. We always here for you. MediaScope when you emotionally broke. Settle in our knowledge and conversations, don't make them yours. What we want is a limit, not your hands on the torch. Take it easy like Sundays on the torch. MediaScope when you emotionally broke. Settle in our knowledge and conversations, don't make them yours. What we want is a limit, not your hands on the torch. Take it easy like Sundays on the porch. You can walk the winner with no award toys. This culture meets the art, podcast with the heart. And essence of the growth, the powers in the people. Without you, we ain't equal. What we lack is ego. We're bad now, so here we gon' run the show like Arsenio. Episodic, all rituals, minds change to visual. Representation of our nation and its differences. Some explanation of our uniqueness and innocence. Mass media's intention is to desensitize. We raise the wise, and knowledge is power. Without it, we turn coward and proud of unknown pride.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the late but livest media, tech, and pop culture show in the land. This is MediaScope, and we are all things media, tech, and pop culture. My name is Tachi, media professor, filmmaker, media content producer, also a journalist. And guess what? This show you can watch basically every week on all of these platforms that I'm about to show you. But if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe, please. It really does help. And why wouldn't you? Because you're already watching over there. And if you have liked and subscribed on YouTube, thank you. And here's where you can find us every Wednesday on all of these platforms, including Thursdays, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. You can listen to us on Gospel 107.1 FM in Nassau, Bahamas, and the rest of the Caribbean. We wish you a multitude of blessings. Let me say hello to whoever is in studio yet. Let's see. The Queen of Food Truckery and Minister of Libation, Serena Wills, has joined us. Welcome to this special Thursday edition. Good to see you here. And DiCarpio says, I always get lost. Yes, I am going live. D, yesterday I couldn't go live because I was working. So I said I would just go live today. I put up something on my social media. I'm sure you saw it. And then we just had a storm, like a thunderstorm. So I said, okay, I can't go live during the thunderstorm. So I had to wait. So I've just been kind of waiting for it to dissipate, and it has dissipated. So it's been raining every day. It seems like in South Florida, our rainy season is later this year because I always recall it in July. And let's say hello to everybody else who is here. D, yes. So you've caught me. I'm so glad you're here. Bryson is also here and says, what's up to everybody? Good to see you. Beep, beep. Who's got the keys to the food truck? Serena Wills does. She's got the noshables for your delight that you can nosh on while you're listening to what we're doing. Fantastical. Yay. All right. Let's see who is joining us on Insta of the Gram. We've got Tone, Fantastic Record and Film Works. Sir Creed's Classy Bling is here and says, hey, D Tuggle is on here on the Instagram side. We've also got All Me Robinson. That's all me. All right. Lady Lane is also joining us, as is Alicia B. Hey, how are you? It is wonderful to see you. Bryson also is pulling double duty. He is also here in Instagram. Fantastical hug time. I haven't given you all a hug, and I think I keep forgetting, but I'm hugging you to let you know I appreciate you being here any place else you could choose to be. But you chose to be here. So I'm thankful for that. And we have some news to cover today. So I said to myself, why don't I try to stick to 10 pieces of news? We'll see how that works. But I always get extra because it's just a habit for me. Because when I was first starting in 2015, MediaScope that is, I was like, okay, well, what if nobody's here? Let me just have more than what I intend. So I always ended up with like 20 pieces of news. Usually we could barely get through one. So we're going to try the 10 today, but we'll see how that works. So let's see. We've also got Anna is here. Hi, Anna. Pat Roberts has joined us as Miss Mo from the D. No. What is it? 313. Yes, that is your area code. Blessed to have Aiden is also here, and Classic C Gems. Welcome in to all of you. So let's just make sure we don't have anything that I am missing. Oh, we listen, we have a special. It's the last days of summer for you all, but not for us here in South Florida. But we've got a special on the food truck. Last days of summer cool treats are all 50% off. Ice cream, ices, smoothie, come and get it. I mean, come on. Where else do you get Noshables but on MediaScope, from the MediaScope food truck? Feel free to tip the Minister of Libation and the Queen of Food Truckery if you wish. And Derek is also pulling double duty over here. He says hola as well. And Serena says it rained a little yesterday. Gorgeous today. It rains here every day. I think rainy season, which I recall being in July, skipped. It rained in July. It rained in August. For real, it's raining in September. I'm like, this feels like this is not the usual rainy season, but whatever. Listen, I'm just here. Oh, and look who is here. Janice Cummings of Periscope fame is here. How are you, my dear? It is so wonderful to have you. She's joining us from the Facebook or Bookface. So let me just say hello to everybody. If you're watching us on Bookface, it is good to see you. And that's both my personal Bookface, the MediaScope Bookface, and the Indie Soup Media Bookface. So if you're joining us, hello. If you're joining us on the Tubing of the U or YouTube, thank you for being here, both my personal and the Indie Soup YouTube. Twitch, what's going on? Good to see you, Twitchers, Twitch mates. I don't know what we're called, but whatever. It is good to see you. LinkedIn, if you're here, somebody say something, because for some reason, I can never see what's going on over there. I don't know if it populates, but know that I am seeing. I'll try and pop in on another device if I can, but good to see you, LinkedIn. Wonderful to have you. And of course, the Instagram, the IG. Welcome to all of you who are here. I feel so good that I'm going to give you another hug. Yay! Okay, so we've got 2 hugs in today. Wonderful. Let's see. Make sure. Oh, Video for Bosses is here. Hello, Video for Bosses. And Classic C Gem says it's a thankful Thursday. Absolutely. Gratitude. I actually just did a Be More and the end of it talked about being thankful for what you have. Why would you get anything else into your space if you're not already thankful and grateful for what you have, right? So I was talking about it in terms of the equipment you have may already be what you need at this time. Be thankful for it. Because there are many others who wish they had the little bit you had. So, thankful Thursday. Absolutely. Gratitude Thursdays. Hey, and hail Queen from the Gram. How are you? E.G. Fahey. How are you from the DMV? It is good to see you. Welcome. Yes, an attitude of gratitude. Let's all adopt that. I can't stand an ungrateful somebody. I'm telling you, that's just the most annoying thing in the world. But speaking of annoying, no, it's not annoying. We have some news for you. So, guess what? We've also got some mocktails and cocktails. Buy one, get one half off. Get it while it's here. I'm telling you. All right. Thank you, Queen of Food Truckery, for those specials. So, you know what we're going to do? We are going to head into the media section. Oh, because we've got some media for you. Here we go. Let's get to our media section. Here we go. All right. I hate to start off with such a sourish note, but it is what it is. Let's see. Now, I'm not going to talk about the goings on and all of that because, no, we've heard it ad nauseum. However, apparently the ID network thinks we need to hear it ad nauseum again because there is a docuseries that is in development on Sean Diddy Combs, or Puffy, as many of us used to call him, following his rise and fall, and it's in production right now. It's from it. If you don't know ID, it's Investigation Discovery. It's going to follow the rise and fall of Sean Diddy Combs. It's from Maxine Productions. They did Quiet on the Set, The Dark Side of Kids TV. Now, I don't know. Let me get this down. I don't know if you saw this. I have not seen that yet, but I heard it's really interesting how they talked about Nickelodeon and the child actors on Nickelodeon and how it was just not a good time for many of them. So yeah, so it's the same person who did Quiet on the Set is doing this. It should be really interesting. So we already know he made a court appearance earlier yesterday, I believe. Was it today or yesterday that he made his court appearance? But yes. So you know what I want to know? Will you watch this? Do you care? Do you think it's now, you know what? It's never too soon for TV because I'm like, you jumped on this like white on rice. Did you already have this in the works? This is what I'm wondering because I don't have information as to whether or not this was something they were already going to work on and now they're just kind of tweaking it because of the indictments, or if they lickety split got this together, because I'm sure they weren't the only ones that were trying to do this. So that could be an episode of Evil Lives Here too, couldn't it? Anyway, so tell me what you think. What I've got to get. Let's see what's happening over here. Hey, Shawana Kennedy has joined us over on the Facebook side. It is good to see you, Shawana Kennedy, who is one of the creators on Indie Soup Media, as is the Queen of Food Truckery. She's got a segment as well. I'll talk about that a little bit later. Okay, so Serena says it's too much. And to really hit it home, you could have spelled it T-E-W, too much, way too much. And Serena says she's betting that they already, that they had this ready. Because they just, and it's sad. It's funny and sad at the same time. It really is. So, all right, let's hear what people have to say about this. Pat Roberts does not care. I probably won't be watching. I'm going to be honest here. Probably not going to watch. I am Tori J. Welcome. And DJ SK. Hey, how are you? Film girl from LA. How are you, my dear? It is wonderful to see you. All right. E.G. Fahey says this. We won't be missing him at all. You know what? I see what you did there. I see what you did there. And Miss Mo is asking this. Do we think there will be a surviving Diddy series in the same vein of the R. Kelly docuseries? Wow. This is a great question. So I'm going to pose that to all of you. Let me know what you think about that. Wow. Okay, I didn't put my phone on silent. Sorry. Hopefully you didn't really hear it. And thank God it's right here, not like across the room. Miss Mo, I got what you said. And Tone says I'll pass. Yeah, I'm with you, Tone. I'll pass. So put your thoughts as to whether or not, if you saw the surviving R. Kelly series, do you think that there will be something like surviving Diddy? Put that in the chat because I'm interested to know. I'll give you my thoughts, though nobody asked. Well, you did ask, Miss Mo. So they're two very different individuals, and the level of crime is the same, although from what we're hearing, it feels like it goes deeper with this camp, with Diddy's camp. As such, I'm also wondering how he also had a lot of power. I'm wondering who already people have come forward, but they've come forward to say that, yes, this has happened. This is as experienced, but would they go as far as to participate in a docuseries? Wondering. I don't know. Maybe. So Bryson says that docuseries is going to be crazy. It is. And I don't need crazy in my life. So I probably won't I feel like I should because of what I do, but I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? It's like award shows for me, although this is way more serious. But like award shows, really, I'm supposed to watch them so I can report on them. I don't feel like it. It's too much. I don't want to sit there for 3 hours of people congratulating themselves. So similarly, in this vein, I don't know that I really want to watch this documentary. this is going to be the type of documentary you have to be in the mood for. And are you ever in the mood for these types of things? I still haven't watched Ava DuVernay's 13th because I was not in the mood for such hatred. I have to be in the mood. And for me, that's probably going to be never. So for those of you saying you'll pass, I get it 100%. Ms. Mo says, it's the people who haven't said anything I'm interested in hearing from. Yeah, exactly. That's where the real story is, I think. What we have not heard yet. What we've heard is a story, but I'm sure there are so many more layers to this. It's like, like phyllo dough. Sorry to relate it to food, but so like phyllo dough, there's so many layers that you have. Even more than that, onion layers. So layers of a tree, the rings of a tree, there are so many more layers. So I'm interested as well, Ms. Mo, to hear from the people we have not heard from. But will we? Do you all think we will hear from the people that we haven't heard from? Jesus Black Man is here. Harlem Ren has joined us. Hello. Levok, here we go. My favorite from Northern California, Monterey. I think you say that award shows are a waste of TV time. Listen. And nobody still gets the hint that the ratings go down, or the viewership, I should say, goes down every year. And so nobody thinks that we still don't want to see. I don't know if anybody would complain if they said, oh, we're not doing it this year. Remember that happened for some of the award shows during COVID. We were fine. Nobody complained. We were fine. But somehow they think we want, and there's nothing wrong with the award shows. I believe in congratulating each other. I think it's wonderful when your peers celebrate you. I just don't want to sit. And that's like me sitting and watching, for example, these insurance companies. Let's take Aflac. They may have awards or something, and it's a 3-hour. I don't want to sit there and watch that. Especially with no entertainment. Listen, if you're not entertaining me, call me petty. I need some entertainment. Terry Johnson online is here. What's up, Terry Johnson? Harlem Ren said 50 Cent is on the development for the doc on Netflix. Really? I did not know that, but he would know because he is a production person. Bestie is here. What's up, Bestie? And Charlene Austin has also joined us. It is wonderful to see you. And let's see. Harlem Ren says, I'm in the middle of something at the moment, just waiting on dates. Oh, wonderful. That's awesome. Well, I can't wait to hear about what it is, sir. I can't wait. And Miss Mo also says, is it too early for a docuseries? Should we wait until this all unfolds? Listen, has it ever been too early for anything when it comes to the entertainment industry? Look at how all we have to do, and then I'm going to hop over to YouTube so I can get your comments. Look at how, and Facebook, look at how quickly the news jumps on things, because there is a rush to be first. Never mind being right. They want to be first. So if we look at the news as a microcosm of the entertainment industry as a whole, there is a rush to be first. Now, why is there that rush to be first? Well, we know because it's advertising dollars. Whoever has the most sensational headlines, whoever is first with it, that's where advertisers tend to go, right? Entertainment, media in general is run off of advertising. And so if you don't have anything going on your channel, it doesn't make sense for me to advertise. I'm going where the ratings are. I'm going where there's sensationalism, as long as it doesn't affect my brand identity, right? So is there such a thing as too early? For us? Yes. Let's wait till it unfolds. For media? No. We have to be first. And that's the thing I detest about traditional media, the rush to be first rather than right. Listen, I may be late sometimes reporting on things because I'm trying to get agreement from different news sources and make sure it's right rather than me being first. Because I don't want to go back and retract anything. I want to be right. So if it's wrong for everybody, then we're all wrong together. That's what I would say. Let's see. Let's go. So Harlem Ren says, when I had stories when Mace got in, nobody believed. Harlem stuck together. I digress. We've seen the outcome. Okay. And Ms. Mo says, if I invest my time to watch, though, I want it to be done correctly. Exactly. No, it's true, but they don't care what you want, Ms. Mo. They don't care what you want. Listen, the industry has proven over and over, and I hate to say the industry like that because it's not a monolith. So certain parts of the industry have proven it's not necessarily about what you want. It's about what the industry wants to put out, and hopefully you like it. If you don't like it, then we'll think more carefully the next time. But there's not for some, there is not the, well, let's think and look at what we like, because if that was true, many things that we see would not be there. I'll be right back, Instagram. Let's take a look over here. Derek Tuckle says, let's see. We need to keep an eye on Unalive while he's in prison. Ooh. You all can read that. I'll let that there, leave that there. Hey, Susan, one of my favorites. How are you from the YouTube side? It is wonderful. And Serena is waving to you all over on the IG side. You know what? One day, hopefully the comments from IG will populate in here so I can see everybody together. Wishful thinking on my part. Shawana. Shawana is like, get on the broom and the eagle, or the broom and the, we'll make that a vulture. That's what I'm saying. Get out of here. Really. Absolutely. Let's see. Oh, and Terry Johnson Online has joined us over here. It says, hey, to the MediaScope fam, how are you, Terry Johnson? And Shawana says this, she is also a media maven. So pay attention to what Shawana has going on. Shawana is also a creator. Did I say this? If not, I'm saying it now. She's also a creator on Indie Soup. She says there's a lot of money to be made. They're not going to leave that on the table. Listen, what is it? Investigation Discovery just happened to jump on it first. It makes sense branding wise, but they couldn't wait. Could not wait. Serena says the food truck will not be streaming the docuseries on our large screen. Yes, no. The views expressed by Investigation Discovery are not necessarily the views of, they're not the views at all. So absolutely. And Susan says to the Combs story, man, I don't care. I don't. I care that this individual has inflicted so much pain on other individuals, that this individual was allowed to get to a point of power where he felt untouchable. I care in that sense because it's despicable. However, watching a documentary about the despicability, yeah, it's not a word. I'm making it one. Watching a documentary or docuseries about the despicability, no, thank you. But you know what? No hate. If you there, it's actually, I'm sure it will be actually very interesting. Again, it's the same person who did the Quiet on the Set about the children in the industry, the child actors in the industry. So it should be very interesting. Let's see. Who am I missing? Shawana says this. The timing for this is convenient with the election coming. Okay. And this is another thing. Can we not be distracted by shiny objects and yarn like kittens? Can we not? There's more at stake here, and we're going to get distracted by, don't get distracted, people. Shiny objects, perfect to distract you from the upcoming elections, which we should all be concerned about, and not just the presidential elections, also your state and local elections as well. That's all I'm going to say on politics, but be informed, be aware, don't be led away by the string like a kitten. Okay, we're not doing that. Let's use a little, as my mother likes to say, can we use a little bit of common sense? Let's do that. Okay, who am I? Oh, and Bryson says you got to check it out. Quiet on the Set is definitely, I do want to watch that. I definitely do want to watch that. It sheds light on the industry as a whole, so I'm definitely interested in that. So, Tarla Toomer is here. How are you, Dr. Toomer? Local to South Florida. Did you get rain over where you were? Because there was a storm over here. I mean, you know, storm for Florida, that's normal, but I didn't want to go live while there was storming. Next thing, the whole thing is off. So I was like, let me wait, which is why I came on pretty late, like 15 minutes late because of the storm. But let me know, was it raining where you were? Anyway, let's see. Terry Johnson Online says, as soon as I see the word Diddy, I swerve. Well, And Serena also says, I'm thinking about those he's inflicted pain on. This is all too much for them and their families to see a docuseries and marketing for. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's the same thing with, remember the Jeffrey Dahmer, what was it called? Evil? Satan? I can't remember, but it was a one word evil word, the one about Jeffrey Dahmer. Um, That's a lot. And are you considering the family members as with that and how it brought up old emotions and old feelings? And I would argue that they probably are not old. They're probably still thinking about the family members that were affected by this. And so when you make these types of things, this is part of journalism, folks. All of this, if it's a docu-series and it's based off of based in truth, it is journalism, right? To some extent. And responsible journalism does not cause harm to the people that are affected by the story you're telling. Just remember that, but I already know they're not going to remember that. And Dr. Toomer says, yes, it's triggering. Absolutely. It could be extremely triggering, But we've seen before where money is involved, nobody cares about the trigger points. They do it first and then they apologize later. Let's see what's happening over on Instagram. John Copeland has joined us. Sir, how are you? Mr. Copeland, it is good to see you. Harlem Ren, let's see. Princess Closet is here. Princess Seven Closet, how are you? Dr. Tanya P, how are you, Tanya? Good to see you. Hey, Miss Elise, welcome. And Angela in LV, Las Vegas, I'm guessing. How are you? Welcome. Levoc, you aren't lying. Levoc says P. Diddy going to P block. Absolutely. Register to vote. Absolutely. Yes. All of this is fine to talk about, but don't let it distract you from, we all have a job to do. We have a job. So that's where I don't do politics, but I believe in votation. That's not a word, but we're making it one. Vote. I believe in votation. So go ahead and do that. Let's see. They do it every year. Distractions. Yeah, no, absolutely. But again, we are like, ooh, a puppy. We are so easily distracted. And honestly, people bank on us being distracted. Don't get distracted. There's something more important here. As my mother would say, concentrate and eat. Right? Don't worry about other things. Concentrate and eat. And your eating is voting. So there we go. And let's see. The big guy is hiding. This is just a pawn. Interesting. So Harlem Ren, are you telling us that this is bigger than, you see, don't get us in trouble here now, Ren. So Ren is saying, and I have to believe that this is just a small part of the picture, that there is a bigger entity that is hiding. So are you saying that Diddy is the fall person? Not that he is not guilty, but that he is the smaller part of, or low-hanging fruit? Please let me know. Let me know what you think. Oh, and Princess Closet says, love the earrings. Thank you. All right. So I have to give a shout out to Wanda Siddiqui from, what is the name of her business? I'll think of it, but I always just talk about her. So Wanda Siddiqui made these. She makes amazing earrings. If you've ever seen the wooden Africa earrings I've gotten, that's her too. But yeah, Wanda Siddiqui, and they're super light. I love them. I will throw them on in a moment because sometimes you could deal with the big door knocker earrings and be okay. Sometimes I'm like, not today. These are these earrings where they're cute and they're very light. Like you can't even tell you have anything in your ear. Cultural Findings. There we go. So Wanda Siddiqui at Cultural Findings. She is in Boston I think she said Roxbury, in the Roxbury area in Boston. So if you're interested, inbox me and I will give you her info. I put it up before, but she's on here at Cultural Findings. So, and Cultural Findings, just the way it's spelled. Selena, how are you? And John Copeland says, good to be back on the grid. I'm glad to see you back on the grid. We missed you, John Copeland. It is good to see you. Thank you for being here. And Harlem Ren says, Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Listen, all this cryptic talk, don't get us in trouble, Ren. Just saying. Don't get yourself in trouble. Anna says little fish. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. And Tone says he is a sacrifice. Okay, so forget that, the Diddy story. The big story, the New Jack City story. That's what I want to see. That's what I'm interested in. Forget the small fish. Absolutely. So Harlem Rand says, I'm not saying the two names. Nope, I have an idea. And John Copeland may have. See, you're gonna turn this into a oh boy, this is interesting. So we have two boots on the ground for that type of thing, and I'm sure it is known who these individuals are. I don't care until I do care in terms of them getting caught and doing what serving the time for what they're supposed to do, providing that even happens. But that's the story I'm interested in. Harlem Brent says, I sure do miss Whitney Houston. Absolutely. Where did that come from? Is today her birthday? Or are we trying to move on? That's a perfect segue anyway. And Bryson shares with us that there's a new show out called Monsters on Netflix, which I have not delved into yet. Hey, Cliff Sobel is here from the NYC area. How are you? Well, you're actually in Long Island. How are you, Cliff? Good to see you. And Levox says that banana in the tailpipe works. I invoke the fifth on that one. Why do you keep telling us the things you do, Levox? You talk about the jailbroken devices for TV. See, you all are trying to make me accomplices to things I don't want to be an accomplice to. I'm just saying, perhaps we're going to move on. Let's see. And John Copeland says he'll keep his mouth shut. Please keep the mouth shut. Please. Shelly Rockstar, hello, Soror. How are you? She's a local Soror, my chapter Soror, South Broward alumni chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. It is good to see you here. Hey, Jay Reed, how are you? Okay, so let's go on. Oh, thank you. Yeah, see, Sobel, it has been a minute since I've been in the city. By the city, I mean New York City. I need to make a visit soon. So I promise maybe before the end of the year, I will find myself in New York. I just also try to make it, seeing people is great, definitely. But I also am like, okay, is there a conference I could go to so I can get a lot in while I'm there? So I will let you, but if I'm there, I will definitely let you know. I will contact you. Of course, I would not. You see, you're one of the people I would definitely contact. Sometimes I know so many people in New York City that I can't tell people when I'm coming there because they'll get offended if we don't meet up. So often I'm just like incognito while I'm there. But I definitely will make it known when I'm up in the city. Definitely. All right. So let's take a look. We are going to Harlem Wren. Hey, look at this. Harlem Wren is back. He has joined us over here on the YouTube side, the tubing of the U. There we go. And calling all deltas to the floor. I think we've got, is it just you and I, Serena? Probably. No, you, I, and my DJ Soror. There we go. There we go. So 3 of us in here. Good to see you. And if we have any other Divine Nine, well, we do have Divine Nine. Miss Mo is a member of the Pink and Green Battalion, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Welcome in. And for everybody else who is D9, or guess what? If you're just me, find me, we welcome you here. We do not differentiate here. It is good to see you. Yes. And she's putting up her pink and green hearts. It is wonderful. You know what, Bessie? I'm not going to say what you put out there on the screen. Thank you. Yes, Me Find Me is just fine. We love Me Find Me too. All right. Shay Cannon is here, and she says, I'm Me Find Me. Thank you for the welcome. Yes, Me Find Me is like the biggest sorority / fraternity in the world. So welcome. Let's see. We've got New York style pizza and cheesecake, vegan and cheese, 50% off. Since we were talking about New York so much, we might as well make it a special. And by the way, the Queen of Food Truckery is representing Queens. Although she's in the DMV now, she is a Queenser. Let's see. Or maybe Mexico Find Mexico. That's a whole other one. That's a whole other one. Absolutely. All right, let's do this. Let's go on. We've got more to talk. You see what I'm talking about? You see why I'm like, oh, well, we could get 10 stories in. No, we can't. No, we can't because we have such good conversation. It is difficult. I'm going to have to narrow it down to the top 5 stories and then pray we get one in. So this is one story. And you see, we've been talking for 35 minutes, but I love it. I love it. Nobody, you can't change me, and I probably will not change, and I'm not looking to change. All right, so let's take a look at what's next. Since we were talking about this, let's stay on the trajectory of that, and I'm going to go to this. Oh, Wendy Williams. All right, so I think we all have seen that Wendy Williams documentary that came out that was on Lifetime. Put a yes in the chat or one in the chat. Raise your hand if you saw that docuseries. It was actually a 4-part docuseries. Was it earlier this year or last year? I can't even remember. The time goes so fast, but I remember I sat and watched all the parts of it. It was over 2 days, but it was like back to back. So they did 1 and 2 and then 3 and 4. And it was back to back, I think, over 2 days. So surprise, surprise. Somebody is not happy with this. So the guardian of Wendy Williams has sued Lifetime over this exploitive, what they're saying is exploitive documentary or docuseries. So the Guardian is alleging that Wendy Williams was, quote, viciously and shamelessly exploited in the documentary. And put your feelings about whether you or not you felt this was exploitation. So the Guardian has taken legal action against several parties and entities involved in Lifetime's controversial documentary series. Where it was called Where is Wendy Williams? And it talks about her life after guardianship. Let me get this off the screen. So according to People magazine, the guardian's name is Sabrina Morrissey, and she filed a complaint against A&E Networks. Let me make sure I get it all right. Lifetime Entertainment Services, E1 Productions, Creature Films, and executive producer Mark Ford in the New York Supreme Court on Monday, September 16th. So apparently they're accusing them of exploiting the talk show star. Let me keep going and put your thoughts in the chat. We will read them out. So this is what she tried apparently to stop the documentary from coming out. It was this year. It came out on February 24th. So she tried unsuccessfully to stop it, as you see, because it still went on. And this is what was said. As is patently obvious from the first few minutes of the program itself, Wendy Williams was highly vulnerable and clearly incapable of consenting to being filmed, much less humiliated and exploited. It's a 75-page complaint, folks. When The Guardian discovered that the defendant's true intentions were to portray Wendy Williams as in a highly demeaning and embarrassing manner, she immediately sought to protect and preserve her dignity, but the defendant fought to move ahead without a valid contract and released without the guardian's consent. So she's been under guardianship for quite some time now for her health and for her finances as well. And if you saw the docuseries and saw how she was behaving, I said, how did anybody let this happen? This is what I said. But remember this little thing we just talked about before, money? Money to be made, never mind how it affects people. Okay, let's take some comments because I already see comments are going. Let's start with Instagram, then I'll get to YouTube and Facebook. Let's see. Miss Mo says, I'm suspicious of the Guardian too. Yeah, absolutely. Harlem Rent says, seems a little suspicious. Janelle Desiree, how are you, my dear? It is so good to see you, one of my high school classmates. Welcome in, sis. Kelly, how are you? John Copeland says, I didn't watch it, but I heard it was painful to watch. Oh my gosh. You don't know how many times I wanted to change the channel, but could not change the channel because I'm like, this feels exploitive at best. Somebody is made money off of this. Somebody. The industry, television, media does not do things unless there is money to be made. Rarely are they doing things for the good of society. So somebody was making money off of this. So as hard if they tried to stop it, they didn't. Something is not quite right. We don't have the full story. To me, this is just what is being reported. Good evening, Kelly. How are you? Classic CHM says, wow, heard about it. Did not choose to watch it. I watched it. It was painful. Why Terry is here. Hello, my dear. How are you? And Kimmy. Hello, hello. Yes. And John Copeland. Yes. Mexico, fine Mexico. Per Shea Cannon. Absolutely. Okay. I think I got everybody here. Let's hop on over to the other sides. Chris is here and says, one, she watched it. Chris says, cash grab for The Guardian. Okay. So we're here. I'm hearing suspicions or suspicious that The Guardian is suspicious, or as the folks like to say, suspect, right? It's really suspicious, but we'll say suspect in a minute, won't we? And Derek Tuggle, sign off. Delete your YouTube account now. Sign off, Derek Tuggle. Pause for real, indeed. Hey, GR Houston Jack, another creator on Indie Soup Media. How are you, my dear? Welcome in. Welcome in. Derek Tuggle, gasoline drawers, okay? Anyway, and G says, I'm surprised they allowed her to be filmed in that manner. It was awful, just bloody awful. It really was. Shay says, as the Guardian, she's probably using Wendy's money to defend these proceedings. The money is coming from somewhere, absolutely. Indeed. Okay, who did I miss? No, I think I got everybody's comment here. Yes. Oh, Serena, leave me alone. You just worry about running the food truck. She said she thinks I got through 1.5 stories a day. Keep quiet. Never mind. You know we never go through. If we get 2 stories in, we're very lucky. Listen, I got in a lot because I recorded for Gospel 107 before this because, it's on Thursday at 2, so there was no time to wait. So I recorded that first. Oh, I got lots of stories in then, because there's no audience and I'm not talking with you all. But once you're here, I feel like we have to have conversation. So nobody's complained yet that I haven't given you enough stories. But I'm going to try to do better. I'm not going to try to do better. But let me stop playing and lying. R. Campbell, how are you? B. Campbell, I said R. Campbell. Beverly, welcome, and says, I think this sheds a little light that The Guardian wasn't in agreement as originally thought. I don't know what to think about the entire situation. Anybody could say any number of things, and especially after there is criticism for these types of things, then all of a sudden, oh, well, I wasn't for it. So somebody gave somebody permission to proceed with this. People were around. So she shot it. And to be honest, if there were questions during the shooting, that's really when, they would have ended up with like 1/10 of a documentary if it were me. Anyway. All right. Folks, let me take a minute to say welcome. Welcome in. My name is Tachi, media professor, filmmaker, media content. How about I put my name up on the screen? I'll do that. All right. Media content producer, also a journalist. This is MediaScope, all things media, tech, and pop culture. We're here every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Today is a special day. It's a Thursday because I could not come on yesterday, and I did not want to come on this week. I always feel like I need to be here. So here I am on a Thursday. And if you happen to be watching on the Tubing of the U, do me a solid and like and subscribe. Thank you. All right. By the way, I want to put this out there. If you all are in let's put this one up as well. In the Baltimore, Maryland area, next month, 18th through the 20th, is the 6th annual Afros in Audio Conference. Now, this is going to be good. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it, but if you are up there, those of you, Serena, you're up there, and this may be good for you. If you are interested in podcasting, meeting with other podcasters, this is a great place. Now, you don't have to have an Afro to attend. And you don't even have to be Black to attend. It is for everyone. But again, there's a special focus on Black podcasters, but it is open to everyone, and everyone, a lot of different types of people usually attend. So check it out. Again, it is, I'll put it up one more time, Afros and Audio. Go to afrosandaudio.com if you're interested in more information and registration. I actually had a great conversation with Talib, who is the founder of Afros and Audio. So check it out. Check it out. Check it out. All right, let's move on. Listen, we're 45 minutes in. Look, we're going to get more than 2 stories in, Serena. We're going to do more. Okay, forget that. Let's go to, and I'm trying to figure out which story I want to do. We're going to do this. All right, so we're still in media. Let's talk a little bit about Spotting of the Fly. Lord of the Flies or Lord of the Fi. This is Spotify. So Spotify is looking to pay video creators to put shows on the platform. Are you serious? What? So they're looking to beef up their library, obviously, or their video catalog, I should say. And for some people, the right creator, they will pay up to 7 figures to do so. Now, we already know that they have been loose with their wallet right before. They gave Joe Rogan and the Joe Rogan Experience $200 million for that podcast. He has an audience, so I'm not going to argue. I'm not necessarily a fan of Joe Rogan because I think he's divisive and I don't like the way he does things. I'm not into division, okay? But somebody listens to him. He's sensational. A shock podcaster. Remember Shock Jocks? So he's a shock podcaster. That even sounds stupid. Never mind that I said that. Anyway, so, yes, they are looking to do this. And part of the thing is, again, they are trying to build their library. So here's what happened. Now, if you remember, they tried to get into, they were music streaming, right? They added podcasting, but really got more into the podcasting once they added Anchor. And what's the name of the other one? Hold on. I'm trying to find the name of the other thing that, because I've forgotten it now, the one that they acquired. Gimlet. That's it. Gimlet Media. So Gimlet Media is a huge podcasting network. They acquired Gimlet Media, and then they also acquired Anchor. Anchor was my heart and my love. Before I met actually the original MediaScope crew knew me then. But for those of you that are new to that came on like during the pandemic or whatever, I was on Anchor. What was it? Was it 2017? I think it was 2016 or 17. And that's how I met Kevin, my podcasting partner, through Anchor. So I was in love with Anchor until they basically told us to go to hell. Anyway, I'm not bitter. Anyway, so they acquired that and they did a lot more acquisition. And so obviously the investors were like, hey, slow down on that spending now. That's less money for me. Slow down. They said it behind their backs, but slow down on the spending, to which they did. And they slowed down on the spending, which also meant some layoffs and some cutting back on some things, right? So now it seems, like when I don't know, put your favorite store in the chat. Does anybody have a favorite store, a store that they can't do without? And it could be any type of shop. Maybe you're a Neiman Marcus person or a Saks Fifth Avenue, right? Or a Bergdorf Goodman. Knowing all of these stores are way too expensive, but you're like, I just need this pair of shoes. I need this suit. I need those slacks. Slacks, that's a great word. I need this pair of dungarees. Let's go with dungarees. So you need to buy the latest pair of dungarees, and you choose to buy it from the oh so expensive Bergdorf Goodman. And you every month you go to Bergdorf Goodman, and one of these months your wallet and your budget and maybe a significant other says, look now, let's ease up on this spending, huh? So you ease up on the spending for a little while. But then New York Fashion Week comes around, and all the beautiful windows and things are there with all the wares that they have, and you get drawn in again. That is Spotify. Spotify is back spending money. And so this is why this program has come up. They're in the business of spending money again, but this time they're focusing on video. So what they're really trying to do is to get YouTubers over there, right? This is different because they're not just trying to get podcasters. They're getting podcast. And by the way, Joe Rogan agreed to come over to Spotify, providing that they made video for him a priority as well, that he was able to upload video and do things. So when he came over in 2020, yeah, it's been 4 years already, he insisted on video. So, I mean, I think that has been a good thing. Video podcasts, or like I call them, vodcasts, are all the rage. To me, I mean, you can still have a podcast without video, but why not also record video? You don't have to release it as a video podcast if that's something that you want to do as extras because you have a Patreon, right? Or you have a place where people support you and you want to give them these perks. You could do these behind the scenes things, So think about it that way if you don't want to release it. But if you're doing a podcast, as long as you're comfortable, you also might as well do video. That's just my thought. So the structure of the deals are going to vary. For some cases, Spotify is asking the creators to put the show on the platform for free, but with the promise of marketing support. So they will help them marketing it. So the size of the deal, again, really depends on who the talent is. So if I came to them, they'd be like, you get so much exposure. But if they're coming to another, not necessarily a Joe Rogan hype, but somebody who's very well known, it could significantly be more. There are some people who may make up to 6 figures or 7 figures, I should say. Listen, I'll take 6 figures. I'll take 6 anyway. So that's what's happening over there. I'm trying to see if there is a reason or where you can find out if you are interested in doing this. I'll find out because I don't see it in the article in case you're interested, because that could be you. Why not you, right? There used to be a show back in the day called Could Be You, in terms of when we were little, all the things that you could be. People probably don't remember it, but I remember it because I have elephant memory. Anyway, all right, let's take a look at some of the comments. Serena says, if I go to the conference, let me know. I'll join. Yes, absolutely. If I'm able to get there, I will definitely let you know. And Derek said, regarding the Wendy Williams documentary, I saw it. It was a train wreck. The guy who was her supposed guardian, set her up for the foolery. Listen. Hey, Dr. Christy, how are you? She's joining us on Facebook. It is wonderful to see you. And G says, Le Creuset is my favorite store. You said that because you like good pots and pans, don't you? Yes. So you can identify. Yes, dungarees. That's a good word. Look, I know we don't use it anymore, but we need to. From now on, jeans are dungarees. Okay? Let's do it. And G says, when I added my podcast to Spotify, excuse me, they suggested uploading as video versus audio because they need more content. And that's something I need to work on. Oops, sorry. That's something I need to work on. Absolutely. So Bryson says, and BET Award nominations are in. They are heading to Sin City. That's right, to Las Vegas. And Megan Thee Stallion leads with 12 nominations, and Drake got 11. Listen, I'll be quiet about Drake. Okay, yes, wonderful. Yes, they are now going to be in Las Vegas. Fantastical. There's enough room. Excuse me. I'm getting dry. All right. Thank you for that little break. I could have probably put up something, but why not? All right. Let's see what's happening over here. Dr. Tyra is here. Hello. And Classic Gem says, like Spotify, like she likes Spotify, nice layout and podcast. You listen to Trevor Noah there. Actually, Spotify is how I listen to my podcast. People are like, Apple Podcast, and that is the premier place, and the ratings really matter there. But I don't listen to my podcast on Apple because I don't like the interface. But I do like Spotify's interface. So I just listen on Spotify. Harlem Red says, and they rich. Is Spotify rich? They're rich and will spend money until the investors say stop it again. Okay. Let's see. They're not paying artists. I think it's a ploy. Maybe I don't trust it, says Harlem Red. Yeah, the thing, okay, they will pay, but they're not paying us. Okay, let's be clear. And this is the interesting thing. Whenever I see people go Google Gaga over like Joe Rogan or some of these other high profile, the Kelsey brothers, who now have a podcast, and they made $100 million deal. So whenever I see people go Google Gaga over them, I'm just like, well, it's not going to be you. And I'm not trying to be mean. Or maybe I am in some sadistic way, but I'm really not trying to be mean. It's just that for the average person, they pick and choose who they want to give those kind of riches to. And it is usually not the average podcaster, not the average video maker or content creator. It is not. So don't bank. And let me say this, don't bank on one platform being the end all and be all in terms of what you're able to make. Probably not. It's going to be a multitude of different methods for monetization. Maybe you'll get a little from the platform. Don't bank on that. So you need to find other ways. And we've talked about these ways ad nauseum before of how to monetize. And it has to be aside from the platform. You cannot depend on those platforms to pay you if you're just like a regular podcaster. Sponsorship and partnerships. That's what I'll say. Aha. There we go. Oh, Levox says, Anchor, I knew you back to Meerkat. Yeah, Meerkat class of 2015. Levox and I go back to Meerkat. Okay, why am I dry? Hold on. Levox and I go way back to Meerkat. Yes, absolutely. KZ, hello. And Bryson has Apple Music. Fantastical. John Copeland says, this is going to be fire. Might need to make this one. Oh, you're talking about the podcasting conference? If so, let me know and I can put the information back up. You can also inbox me for the information. And you know what? I have to go through they gave me a code. I forgot. So if you're interested in registration, they gave me a code so you could get some percentage off if you're interested in going. I will look for it in my email, and next week I'll put it up for those of you that are interested in going. Miss Funky Librarian, hello. Dancerina, how are you? Welcome. And John Copeland says, with regard to the Wendy Williams thing, they were all for it because they were getting paid. Listen, nothing works without money, and neither do they. Just saying. And John Copeland said, I'm pretty sure she had no idea how this was going to be presented since she wasn't in her right mind. Yes, this really has nothing to do with Wendy herself at all. She's not in her right mind. She, I can't remember the name of the exact dementia, but that's what she's suffering with right now. And, she's not in her right mind, which is why she has the guardianship, right? For money and health. So the moral of the story is make sure you surround yourself with good people. So God forbid something like that happens, you have good people around you who are going to advocate for you. And White Terry says, I heard that Wendy doesn't have any money. I don't know. And it could be now that they've squandered it if she did. Let's see. And John also says, yeah, I'm good on that. I definitely hate seeing people taken advantage of when they can't make the right decisions. Exactly. I can't stand that. And Kim says they took advantage of her in a weakened state. Absolutely. Absolutely. Angie, how are you? Welcome. Welcome in. Um, let's see. Hey Trish, how are you? Welcome in. It is good to see you. Felicia Hatcher. How are you? Felicia, if you are still in here, I am so proud of you. You are doing big things. If you don't know who Felicia Hatcher is, you need to follow Felicia. Felicia is the, you have to give me your exact title, but Felicia works with Pharrell Williams. Are you the executive director? Please let me know. Put it in the chat because I want people to follow you. Felicia is local, South Florida grown. South Florida grown. She sounds, I'm making her sound like a plant, but it is good to see you, Felicia. Thank you so much for being here. Put your stuff in the chat so that people can follow you because she gives amazing business advice as well. All right, let's see. Hey, D Dream. I think I'm saying your name right. How are you? Died Deidre. There was so much there. Deidre, how are you? Florida grown just like an orange. There you go. Exactly. Exactly. All right. Let's see. We have, okay, we're at 1 hour, folks. We did it. We managed to get to an hour, and I think I am going to let you go. Let's see. Whose handle is Funky Librarian? She loves that name. Oh, Funky Librarian is over here on the Instagram side. Let's see. And Susan E does love Spotify. Absolutely. Listen, folks, we did good because we got through three stories today. Okay, so what I'm going to do is today and tomorrow, probably tomorrow, I'll put some more up in my on my Instagram, on my Facebook, so you can see what else is happening. Because I did have to look, I had 7 stories today. We got through 3. Give me credit for that. Because sometimes we barely get through 1, but the conversation is so good that I'd rather us focus on 2 or 3 and get good conversation in. And I appreciate you all for being here. So before we go, I got to put in the plug. Here we go. We are Indie Content Redefined. That is our network. And I say our because it's not just mine. Indie Soup Media. We have a bunch of creators in here today, and it is great. And we are broadcasting this live on Indie Soup Media right now. The biggest, we are up to 18,700 subscribers on YouTube, which is great. Hope so. I'll do another live stream with DJ McFord, another party when we hit 20K. So yeah, look out for that. We'll do another live stream DJ set party with DJ McFord when we hit 20K. Yeah, so look out for that. All right, all. Thank you so much for the clapter. Thank you all so much for being here. Everybody who joined us on Facebook, everybody who joined us on YouTube. If you listened on or watched on Twitch or Instagram or LinkedIn is the other one. Yes, I thank you. And with that, Fenton Haney. Hello, I see you. Thank you, John, for saying great show. Thank you for being here. You all make my Wednesdays, even though today is Thursday, it's like a Wednesday. So I appreciate you for being here. And guess what? I'm going to end the way that I always end. I love you for watching. I bid you adieu. You guys, myself, and all of this information, we will exit stage left. Look out for some of the other stories that I'll put up so you can know what's happening in media, tech, and tech and pop culture. But until next week, cheers. Oh, wait, before I go, I'm going to be putting up something on my my social media. There's a survey of viewers. So I want you all, when you see the link, please take it because it will be helpful for me. And I never ask people for anything, but if you do be a solid, I would be so happy. All right, now, without any further ado, cheers.
Close the doors, walk across the corridor. We got something to show you. Media is our repertoire. Fed with the same news, no channel to use. Cruise control mentalities. Here we offer you. We gon' show you a new way. The content it never stays. We're positive and uplifting. Once a week the scope gifted. Let's hear it from fake. Hydration like Boucher. Don't focus on a date. We always here for you.